lovelies! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Book Witch's Cauldron. Today's video is going to be a Top 5 Wednesday video. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey. I'll leave the link to her channel as well as a link to the Goodreads group where you can check out topics and all that kind of stuff down in the description box. This week's topic is fictional items from books that we would want to have. I was really excited when I saw this topic, but then it was actually a lot harder to come up with something than I thought. I think the fact that it has to be an item made it a bit trickier, but it was really fun to come up with this stuff. 5 is going to be The Battle Axe from The Storyteller, which is a novel by Kelly Thompson. I will never forget the first time I saw the cover, which is a image of the main character holding the battle axe up in this really triumphant pose, and I'm obsessed. It has a raven on it. It's a totally black, huge battle axe with a raven on it, and I want it. I need it. I need to have it. 4 is going to be the bells used by the necromancers in the Old Kingdom series. In the first novel, we see Sabriel use the bells primarily, and they're just a set of bells that the necromancers wear, and they're different sizes, and each bell does a different thing. But basically, they allow necromancers to control the dead. So Sabriel and her family use them to give the dead peace and to send souls into death and send them past the 12th gate, which allows their spirit to rest. However, other necromancers will use the bells to bring dead souls from death and also control them in the land of the living. I think they're really fascinating. They're an incredible part of the mythos and the story, and yeah. 3, the Time Turner from The Prisoner of Azkaban. There's so many really cool magical items in that series, but my favorite would have to be the Time Turner. I would never use the Time Turner to go back and redo days. I think honestly what I'd use it for is to make Sunday extra long so I have a ton of time to read, or if I'm having a super productive day, use the Time Turner to just get more stuff done. 2 is a book, and it's the magical tome used by the main character in Angela Slatter's novella of Sorrow and Such. So this huge magical tome has a bunch of collections of recipes, medicinal and magical, that the main character has inherited and uses throughout the book, and honestly, a collection of ancient magical and medicinal recipes. Gotta have it. Number 1 is actually a collection of books because that's the kind of person that I am, and it is Mr. Norrells Library from Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. I love that book. It's a very special and important book to me, but also I just really love Mr. Norrell's Library. It's almost a character unto itself in the novel, and I think part of that is because of Mr. Norrell's relationship with his books and his library. He's so obsessive, and he's constantly sad that he can't just sit around reading. People want to talk to him or ask him questions, and he's just so upset that they would want to speak to him and he can't read. And also just his love of his library is something very, very relatable. There's this part where Jonathan wants to borrow some of his books to take with him when he goes off to fight, and Mr. Norrell has a meltdown because he's so traumatized by the idea that Jonathan could take some of his books and that they could get damaged or lost or whatever, and he's so distraught. And I was like, this is the most relatable thing I've ever read. I would absolutely, his library is awesome. And it's just a ton of old magical texts. And I just gotta have it. So yeah, that's all for this Top 5 Wednesday. Let me know down in the comments what 5 magical, or I guess unmagical, items from books you would really like to have, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!